Hello, fellow knights, seekers and guardians. Um, Hope you all are having a wonderful day. In this video, I saw this one article that I saw found to be pretty interesting, actually. Um, and it's to um 8 Kingdom Hearts characters that are surprisingly strong. Um, I rarely ever read articles ahead of time. Um, so I am like interested in seeing what the 8 they're talking about. Um, you guys know I'm a huge Skin Horse fan. Otherwise, this channel would not be existing. Um, so I'm kind of interested in what Game Rant says about the 8 strong, surprisingly strong Kingdom Hearts characters. So let's get into the mix. Donald Duck, who apparently can't heal on time to save his life. When players begin their Kingdom Hearts journey with the original title, it's easy to dismiss Donald Duck as the comic relief character, who's just there to assist Sora and to represent the Disney side of this crossover, even in the gameplay, while always helpful due to his variant elemental and healing spells. Donald pales in comparison to Sora in terms of general strength. This couldn't be further from the truth, however, because Donald is one of the strongest mages in the entire series. This would perfectly illustrate in in some of his recurring spells attacks in the numbered titles like Fire Flare or Donald Meteor, but it is officially cemented in the climax of Kingdom Hearts 3 when he used the spell Zeta Flare to get rid of Terra Xehanort. Which, okay, fine, I'll give them this moment because that was a pretty badass moment for Donald in Kingdom Hearts 3. So I'm not gonna take that away from Donald. Goofy. I'm not just surprised Goofy's on here. He's not really like surprisingly strong in my opinion, but no, I guess he's surprisingly strong to some people. Um, all the unfair misconceptions surrounding Donald Duck can also be applied to Goofy. When the first Kingdom Hearts game begins, it's easy to assume he'll just be a comic relief that is meant to make the player laugh with his slapstick antics, while also assisting them with his defense properties during gameplay, which is fair if you're just playing Kingdom Hearts 1. But just like his feathered counterpart, Goofy has a lot more strength than it may seem at first glance. After all, he is the captain of the Royal Knights of Disney Castle, meanwhile, meaning that he has to have enough power to protect both his king and, by extension, all the other worlds. With his resilient shield, Goofy was Goofy has withstood attacks from other powerful companions, like Riku or members of Organization 13. Not to mention that some of his special techniques, like Goofy Turbo or Goofy Bombardier, can effectively drain enemies' HP in a few seconds. Yeah, I think Goofy is definitely badass in its own right, Kingdom Hearts. Why is Mickey on this? Mickey is pretty much like the Master Yoda of Kingdom Hearts. I'm not sorry for making that comparison. He is essentially the Master Yoda of Kingdom Hearts. You know we got Yen Sid, but Yen Sid is like the Master Yoda in terms of like magic. Mickey's like the Master Yoda and Luke with a Keyblade. I'm not I'm not apologizing for that comparison. Disney is quite protective of its IPs and characters, especially its world-renowned mascot Mickey Mouse. Because of this, many players believe that he was not going to do much in the epic fantasy plot of Kingdom Hearts. A fair perception that was reassured by his small role in the original game. However, once Square Enix proved that it could treat its Disney mascot with proper respect, it got a way bigger role in subsequent entries. Yeah, I think his biggest role may have to be in Kingdom Hearts 3. I know he played a decently big role in Chain of Memories, and he played a bigger role in Kingdom Hearts 2 than he did in 1. But number 3 is where I think Mickey had the biggest role. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. This is where fans find out that King Mickey is incredibly powerful Keyblade Master on the same level as characters like Master Ericus or Master Serenor. His small size and speed makes him a deadly physical fighter, and he's extremely efficient with his Keyblade since he can use all sort of powerful lights magic, like Pro and Ultima. Additionally, King Mickey's immense power was finally showcased in Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, where he fought 13 Xehanort replicas all by himself. The thing that the reason why I'm not like I'm shocked Mickey's on this list is because in what Kingdom Hearts 2 specifically, discounting Kingdom Hearts 3 for a second, if you died on the two boss fights, like the final fights of your first visit and second visit of Beast Castle in Kingdom Hearts 2, Mickey comes in and he can revive Sora's drive gauge, revive Sora, I believe if memory serves me right, full health, full magic, and do some serious damage to said boss before Sora wakes up. The only caveat is, because of the game mechanics, Mickey can't do the final blow. It has to be Sora, if memory serves me right. But Kingdom Hearts 2, when you're able to like play as Mickey, oh dude, you get to experience a little bit of Mickey being just a freaking badass. And then on top of that, what they said about Mickey taking on Organization 13 essentially in Kingdom Hearts 3, and what we seen in like Kingdom Hearts 2 at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2 where like we were teased just how much of a badass he is, dude. So my question is, why is Mickey on this list? Like I can see down on a Goofy, but why Mickey? And why is Yen Sid? I better see the reason. For all the series, Yen Sid was quite a controversial figure among fans, who saw him as a all talk and no action. I can see that. After all, the famous titular sorcerer from the Sorcerer's Apprentice spent most of his free time sitting in his tower, giving Sora, Donald, Goofy, and Mickey orders and explanations, but without getting involved in the action. This finally changed in the climactic final battle of Kingdom Hearts 3, when Yen Sid suddenly appeared the Keyblade graveyard and saved the Guardians of Light from the massive horde of Heartless that Xehanort had sent after them. Not only did he teleport from his tower in an instant, but he also created a giant wall of light to repel all those enemies. It's because of this scene that fans are hoping to see more of Jensen's battle abilities in future titles. Okay, I can see that. This moment was pretty badass because I wasn't expecting it. Do I want to see more of his like him being badass in like future titles? I mean, sure, but the thing is, with like, if Mickey was like extremely badass, which we see quite a bit, I feel like seeing Yancy get his hands dirty should not be as frequent. Like, sure, have him come out here and there to aid the heroes of light on the battlefield, but I don't want that to be a frequent thing. If that makes sense. Like Kingdom Hearts 3 was made sense because things were dire, but past that, I'd rather him for the most part be this like the wise, all-knowing person. I don't want him to be um get on the battlefield too much. If that makes sense. If that makes sense. But that's just me. Fairy Godmother. It's number 5. Okay, now I'm curious. The Fairy Godmother was promised a prominent figure in the first Kingdom Hearts game, where she helps Zoro restore summoned gems throughout his initial adventure. After that, she made a few insignificant appearances, mainly in Cinderella's world in Birth by Sleep, but it didn't seem like she was going to have another important role. The main story of the series. Most to the fans, most of the surprise of fans, however, this changed with the release of Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind and Melody of Memory. Of course, the fairy godmother still isn't much of a fighter, but she doesn't really need to be because she has proven that she has a special ability to travel through other worlds, especially those within dreams and in other realities, which puts her on the same level as her magical colleagues Merlin and Yansid. She has been especially important in the quest to find Zoro after he disappeared, meaning that she will most likely appear in the upcoming Kingdom Hearts 4, which I wouldn't be mad at. Demix? Which version of Demix are we talking about? Like the data version or the one where we fought in like Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3? Because if we talk about the normal Demix that we fought in Kingdom Hearts like 2, I forget if we actually fought like the actual version of him in Kingdom Hearts 3. He was like nothing. But if we're talking about the data version of him in Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3, then was Kingdom Hearts 2, I feel like it's tougher than Kingdom Hearts 3. I will give you guys credit. Maybe I may be saying that he's easier in Kingdom Hearts 2 or 3 than 2. And if I can find the stream on the channel, I'll also put it in the description. It's on my main channel, I believe. But when I originally played like stream the Remind DLC on my main channel, was always linked in all my videos. I kept on once like shotting the people. I one shot all the boss. So like originally Remind wasn't a challenge to me, but since I tried to do Remind on this channel, it was a lot tougher. So I based it off my first time trying to find. Anyhow, anyhow. Due to his cowardly personality and his comedic role within the story, many fans consider Demix to be the weakest member of the original Organization 13. However, just because most of his colleagues are stronger than him, doesn't mean that his goofy nobody is a weakling. Because this couldn't be further from the truth, Demix revealed how strong he truly is during his boss fight in Kingdom Hearts 2, where he revealed his enormous sitar and used his magic to summon endless waters clones of himself. Curiously enough, he ended up being one of the most challenging mandatory bosses of the game, and his encounter was arguably harder than the fight against some of his colleagues like Luxord and Syx. At the end of the day, Demix proved that he was worthy of being part of the Organization 13, even if his cowardice and laziness sometimes got the best of him. Uh, I, for me, he's debatably the easiest member of Organization 13 to beat in Kingdom Hearts 2. If they're not referring to his data form. Anywho, so I never bought this anti-black coat before, so I'm guessing based off of like the random Dream Eater is from Dream Drop Distance, and that's like the one Kingdom Hearts game I have started but never beat. But I've seen the cutscene, so I know essentially what happens in Dream Drop Distance. So, despite his humanoid appearance, the anti-black coat from Dream Drop Distance isn't. It's not much of a character. This is just a physical representation of Sora's nightmare that Riku had to face at the end of the game. So it's not a member of Organization 13. It has no personality and it can't even talk. The anti-black code is just another nightmare boss. Not too different from all the others Riku had to fight during already fought in his journey through the dream worlds. Nevertheless, this ended up being one of the most challenging bosses in the entire game, even more so than actual villains with personality like Semnis and Ansem, Seeker of the Darkness. This is because anti-black coat is a beast in combat and it can use some truly powerful special moves during his fight. It can slash with blades made of darkness, teleport around the battlefield via shows, and even drain Riku's HP in an instant to heal itself. Needless to say, newcomers to Dream Drop Distance should be especially cautious with the anti-black coat. Again, Dream Drop Distance is the one Kingdom Hearts game I've started, like in terms of gameplay, but never finished. But I've seen the cutscenes. I have a love-hate relationship with Dream Drop Distance. Because I love the story, hate the gameplay. The reason why I hate the gameplay is because they forces you to switch characters between Riku and Sora. And that's not that would be fine and all if it was like Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. But it forcing you to switch between Riku and Sora in boss fights annoyed the shit out of me. I said, fuck this, I'm not doing this anymore. So I like rage quit on Dream Drop Distance. The only Kingdom Hearts game I rage quit on. Sora's Heartless? Okay. When Sora temporarily became a Heartless back in the first Kingdom Hearts game, he took, I know I gotta paraphrase this, he took the form of a Shadow, the weakest species of Heartless in the game. This made a lot of sense since Sora is a good person with a lot of light inside his heart, so his dark counterpart was never going to be particularly powerful. Everything changed, however, in Recoded, the game in which a digital version of Sora's Heartless took the role of the main antagonist alongside Maleficent. Really? That's supposed to be Sora's Heartless. Unless if they're talking about in this form, then I can see it, but if they're just talking about this, what the freak? Even Kingdom was like, what? This was like hard on Neverland. The new incarnation of Sora's Heartless resides inside Jiminy's Cricket's journal. It became bigger and more powerful after it absorbed all the book blocks and the minds of all their digital Heartless. As a result, it became the most epic and impressive boss in all of Recoded, and it certainly gave Datasaur a tough battle, the newfound power. It first took on the form of a massive neo dark side, and later turned into its true form, a dark version of Sora that could use all of his signature Keyblade abilities. Who would have guessed that such a small and insignificant heartless could become such a threatening monster? I guess that's all of it. Yeah, it's just eight, right? Yeah. So I never played Recoded. I only had a shot to watch the cutscene, so I wouldn't know anything about this. Can't comment about anti-black coat because I raised quite a Dream Drop distance. Demix, uh, I I'll give this person who made this article some credit. He was a tad tough, but his data version is tougher. And I'll give him credit for Perry Godmother. I'll gladly give him that. I'm interested to see her role in Kingdom Hearts 4, though. I'll definitely give them credit for Yensid, because this part was fucking badass. Again, I would like to see more of this. Just not a lot. I just want to like here and there, if that makes sense. Just not frequently. If that makes sense. Mickey, I'm not I can't give him credit for this because he has displayed in Kingdom Hearts 1 in this scene, Kingdom Hearts 2, essentially all of Kingdom Hearts, and he's a badass. So I don't know why he's on this list, to be honest. I can't really give him credit for this because he's not surprisingly strong. There's no surprise about that. They're not goofy though. I'll give him credit for that. So, anywho, that was a fun video. Like that was a fun thing to cruise through, and this was a fun video to make because I guess I never really thought of it like that. What's like the strongest and weakest um 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 Kingdom Hearts characters, which actually, if you guys like this, if you guys like this, then at some point, and this is like one of the few times I'll actually tease what I got planned, I will be doing this at some point. The six Kingdom Hearts characters who ended up to be surprisingly weak. So that's a tease to come. So what do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love y'all. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. I will talk to you, fellow seekers and guardians, later.